it took time for me to understand that, like, I do this intentionally sometimes. When I'm feeling some type of way, like, I take it out on my husband. When we have hard conversations, I'm one of those that takes time to process.
We shut off the camera. She was still very much upset, even more. So she left out. I was left with, like, I don't know what to do. I didn't wait for days. I didn't wait for weeks. I didn't wait for months for her to cool off and be like, "Are we ready to have a conversation?" No, because life does not stop happening. We are live. Welcome back to.
We're back.
Welcome back to
Welcome back.
a new season of Doing It Raw
Relationship goals. We're so out of touch. We ended out of touch and now we're starting out of touch.
We're not out of touch. We're in touch. Can you move that?
Hmm?
Yeah. Thank you. So there's some similarities. Yes, you have the same hosts as before, but there's a few differences here. We don't have the mics.
Oh.
The stellar
I don't think
mics.
we had the mics last time.
These?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
Towards the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I think we've
We
just
didn't get
been
these
using
until-
like we've been using them for so long that
Yeah.
it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We've been gone a long time.
Since October, no. Since September, October-ish? Around that time frame?
I don't know.
But yeah, we've been gone a while, but we're back with another round of episodes. And this time we want to make it a lot more interesting, a lot more valuable, and a lot more entertaining as well. Instead of just us, I mean, it is going to be us talking. We're going to have guests as well, but we're going to be focusing on people and couples who are what? We're struggling. And I know that's kind of like a very blanket statement. What I mean by struggling is they're literally on the verge of, like, they're having thoughts of, like, are we even going to make it another year or two? If this continues to happen, are we going to even make it to year 10? Am I really here because I love my spouse, or am I just here because of the kids or the life we have? So on and so forth. They're literally on the brink of divorce, and we want to help those couples. Reason being is because the people that have come to us have come in that state of, like, hey, like, we've tried everything we could on our end, and we don't know what else we can do. And we're at that point of, like, one is either contemplating divorce, or both of them are like, we need to do something about this, because if we don't do it, then we will end up getting separated. So the guests that we have, the questions that we have for them, the questions that we ask to them, they're going to be geared towards that type of feel and theme. And yeah. So expect that here in the upcoming episodes.
Yep.
They're going to be very interesting, very spicy.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm getting hot. It's cold. I don't know why I'm getting hot.
But yes, today we're going to talk about what we've learned. So to keep those who are new to this podcast, I like this freedom.
Yeah, this is way better. Like,
this better be recording the audio, because if not, I feel more free. I can do this instead of, like,
yeah, with the mic right here.
Yeah. So this better be good audio. We actually bought these mics for our 50 dates challenge. If you have no idea what that is, back in...
You need to pause right now and go to our YouTube channel.
They're not going to watch all 50.
And go watch all 50.
So for those of you who are new to our podcast, we did a 50 dates in 50 days challenge, where my wife and I literally went on 50 dates, 50 days straight. And this little mics helped us capture all the audio, because we went outdoors. There was a date with kids. and it's kind of like we needed to capture the audio.
Yeah, like my husband's really big into quality. To me, it's like, oh, let's just record whatever, like whatever we get, right? To him, it's like, no, we need to make sure that they can hear us, and like the quality of everything needs to be perfect. So we got these, and they actually worked out really good. I like them.
Yeah, they're tiny, they're small, they're not invasive.
Yeah, because sometimes we were in like really, really loud places, and you could still hear us very clearly.
Yeah.
And like our voice and like what we were saying. If you didn't understand, that's just because how we talk, but it had nothing to do with the mics.
Yep.
So these were good. I like these, yeah.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, for the podcast, there's a lot more freedom.
Oh.
So we're gonna talk about our 50 dates.
Yeah, today we wanted to start this episode, this very beginning of season 2, talking about what we did, what we learned, because it was, even though to you guys it's like, oh, 50 dates, how fun, yay. Like, it was fun, but there was some things that we had to work through those 50 days to get through the 50 dates all the way to the end. So we thought, what better way than to start this season with that? Just so we can give you like our perspective on everything, because if you guys watch the videos, like you don't get to see everything, obviously. And
the behind the scenes.
Yeah, we went through a lot. So we wanted to start that way and welcome you guys back to the show, to this season. And if you are new, then you missed a whole new season from last year. So take time to watch that too. But yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I don't know. You took over.
I know.
It's like she gets, I start talking, then she gets an idea, so then she takes over.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. Yes, we're going to talk about our 50 dates in 50 days. So what was the purpose of the 50 dates in 50 days? The purpose of it is going and geared towards those couples who feel disconnected, who feel like they've lost their spark, the spice in their relationship, so on and so forth. All of the couples that we've helped so far who have come to us, the first thing that we got and we kind of dwell into, like, okay, what's going on? The communication, they tell us all of that stuff. The intimacy, yada, yada, yada. What it all leads to is a lack of connection. And the only way you can get a connection in a relationship is to have opportunities to build the connection. And the only way, or one of the many ways that you can go ahead and build a connection, is through having dates. If you think about it, whenever you started dating your spouse or your partner, the only time that you connected with is when it was just the two of you. That's why they call it dates, because you went on a date, you build a connection, you have communication.
Spend time together, get to know each other.
Yeah. You spend enough time together so that you can have opportunities to connect. So that was the purpose of the 50 Dates Challenge, is to show couples like, hey, us with 4 kids, with all the limited factors that you may be going through and the limited factors that we went through, we can still do this. And it was 50 dates straight. So even before we started the 50 dates, if our relationship wasn't in a good, we didn't communicate well, all that stuff that couples now kind of struggle with, we wouldn't have been able to do the 50 dates at all, because it was like, okay, well, we need to know exactly what dates, what kind of dates we're doing, what days we're doing them, so on and so forth. What's going to happen if this happens? What if this happens? Especially because we ended them in a big way.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of scenarios that we had to communicate through. And yeah, a lot of it can lead through frustrations even before we start the dates.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's a huge deal for you to take time to prioritize your marriage. So it started with us organizing the dates. And even just like, not just coming up with the dates, but wanting to do something we both wanted to do, or like, agreeing on what we were going to do on what day, and how much money we were going to spend, and like how much time it was going to take. So it was a whole like getting, communicating and organizing before we even start the dates.
Yeah.
So understand that when you're in your relationship, like, you still have to do that. You still have to take time to get to know each other some more, because people change, we all change, right? Like one day we like, I don't know, coffee, the other day we're like, yeah, coffee's not for me, right, babe?
Coffee is not for me.
Yeah, but there was a point in time where you were drinking coffee and then you're
Mm.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
coffee's not for me. So we
You
like,
learn and you grow.
yeah, so we change, and we still have to get to like know each other. So taking the time to being like, okay, when can we, hang out? When can we go on a date? When can we do this? When can we do that? Is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't do it, then that's where like you stop getting to know each other, and you stop connecting, you stop feeling those little butterflies that you used to feel. Like those don't really go away if you're doing the things that you have to do to keep them going, because I
Mm-hmm.
still get them.
That's
He
right.
still makes me blush a lot.
Yeah. And it's so I guess we can go in chronological order. Or one of the biggest lessons that I learned, even like we consider ourselves having a healthy relationship already,
Yeah.
and we went on this challenge that also challenged that healthy relationship to a certain extent, because it wasn't all just butterflies and rainbows the whole 50 days. Like we went through some stuff. Our relationship got affected, our life got affected, and that could have jeopardized us even completing the challenge in the first place. And even the things after, if we did complete the challenge, and so on and so forth, even to this day. But the biggest lesson that I learned is and everybody, every single couple, whether you're in a healthy relationship or you're kind of in the brink of thinking about divorce, so on and so forth, you need to continue dating if you want to prevent having a disconnection with your partner, because that is the only thing. That is the main thing that will cause you to continue going down the path of being disconnected and eventually feeling disconnected from your partner, and then eventually separating because you don't have a connection anymore. But if you have opportunities, if you create opportunities and you are intentional about creating those opportunities, then it's kind of safeguarding your relationship again and again and again. I don't know, we've said it before in other podcasts, but anytime we feel a certain way about our relationship, like something's going on here, instead of putting the blame on each other, we're like, we need a date. We need to have some time for ourselves to rebuild that connection, to fortify it again, to remind each other, like, hey, we're not the enemy. She's not my enemy. I'm not her enemy. We're here to do this together. And that's what dates are for us. It's a moment to connect. And yeah.
Yeah, I will say that if you're in a like if in your relationship right now, you're like in this situation where you guys are not communicating, like constantly fighting and bickering and stuff, I would say that you need to handle that first before you start trying to go on all these dates. Like you still should date, but I feel like you should figure that out first, because I do know like when when there was like a point in our relationship where we were struggling, we didn't go on dates. And when we tried, because we thought that that was going to fix it, it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was still like that underlying like problem that
Yeah.
we hadn't solved, that we hadn't talked through, that even when we went on dates, it was like, how can I be all lovey-dovey with you if like
Yeah.
we're disagreeing, or we're like fighting, or we're not in a good place. So I feel like that's something that needs to be taken care of like immediately, because you guys, like seriously, you guys wait forever to like handle your business. It's like, oh, we've been fighting for months. Like,
Why?
why are you letting months happen? Like months go on. Oh, because we're busy. Yeah, like you're not going to stop being busy. That's
Mm-hmm.
why like the 50 dates, we like things still happen. And we could have been like, oh, you know what, let's just do it another time when life is better. Like, it's never going to be better. There's never gonna be, like, they always say this, there's never gonna be a right time.
No, perfect
And when
time.
it comes to your marriage, like, that is a priority. Like, that should always be before your job, before your kids, before anything. Because if you don't deal with that, everything around is just going to crumble with it. So, like, don't let months and weeks and whatever, like, pass before you handle that situation, that, like, that problem that you guys are having or whatever.
Yeah.
Just had to tell you because I'm like,
Nip it in the butt as soon as you get a whiff of it. Of course, you can allow some time to pass to see, like, is this a one-time thing, or is this actually something that is going to lead to something way bigger? But yeah, the reason why we say dates is because that will give you the opportunity to connect, so that you can go ahead and have those tough conversations. Because sometimes it's difficult to even want to have a tough conversation with a person that you feel disconnected from as well. For example, like, you're not going to be intimate with someone who you're mad at, right? And same thing when it comes to something as vulnerable or similar in vulnerability. You're not going to be vulnerable with someone like you feel disconnected with, or that you're mad at. So that's why we emphasize the dates so much, and that's why we have the couples that we work with to go ahead and go on dates, but also be intentional. Because going on dates is one thing, because technically, like, and you'll see some of the videos if you go back to them, the ones where we went to public and the kids were involved. It was hard for us to connect.
yeah.
Because when I'm in public and there's a lot of people and so on and so forth, I'm like a guard dog around my girls. So it's hard for me to focus on her when one is over there, the other one is over there, and then another one is behind me, and I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
So you'll see those challenges that we go through as well, that a lot of people will go through as well. But again, the important thing is for you to have enough time, give yourself enough time to have those connection moments, have multiple moments of connection where it's just you lock eyes, I don't know, a touch.
I mean, I would say, like, when you know, okay, we're going, I don't know, like, tell me somewhere where we went that we took the girls with us.
Well, we went to the goodness
Okay, something that, like, we could do every weekend.
park,
Okay,
the mall.
the mall. I mean, yeah, like, even just shopping, right? That's, like, really stressful for me. But I would say, like, I feel like the connection and those moments, or like those days where you're like, oh, we're gonna go on a date as a family. Because this is like, understand, like, yeah, it's family time, but it's actually like date for you guys. So, you know how, like, you need to act like a team. So in those days that you take the kids and you know it's going to get hectic, it's like giving each other a pep talk before you go in.
Yeah.
Because that's what we did when we went to the kermesse. Like, we're like, okay, like,
You ready?
like, we had to, like, okay, you ready? Like, we're mentally preparing, and like giving each other a pep talk, and like, hey, I'm here for you, you're here for me, like, and that is actually connecting. Like, you're connecting right there because you're telling each other we're a team, we're together in this. Like, the kids are gonna get wild. We know the kids are going to be crying. They're gonna be hungry. They're gonna have to go to the restroom. Whatever it is, and you're saying, hey, I understand. Like, you're not alone. Like, I'm holding your hand through this whole thing. And that already creates like a connection going in. And if the rest of the day it's like the kids, like, you already created a connection. So when the night is over, like, you're still connected.
Yeah.
And you can end that night with a connection too. So our kids were already tired, like, like, they're already, like, because they've been running around or whatnot. So it's like, oh, we did it. We did it.
Yes, we did.
See? And that's the end of the date. And I mean, you can go home and have some more date time.
Yeah, I think the difference, because we did a lot of things that people may consider like, how's that a date? Like going with to the kids to the kermes, even going to the mall, to the park, whatever it may be. Because we did like walks also. We would like,
Oh, yeah.
and the kids were involved as well. Why would we consider that a date? One is because we told ourselves and each other like, hey, this is a date. What qualifies as a date is a long enough period of time, more than likely an hour or more, where we have multiple moments of connection. So we both went into the date with the intention of like, okay, we need to make sure we have those moments of connection because this is a date. Yes, the kids are there. Yes, the kids may interrupt, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, our priority is to make sure we connect with each other. And a lot of when it comes to those types of things, we have to have that mindset and already that thinking about those things when you go into those dates, so that that connection is like seen from the both of you. Because maybe I mean, we've experienced this ourselves where we go on walks, right? But we don't tell each other like that's a date. And then you're like trying to connect. And I'm like, well, this little girl's about to cross the street, so right now I can't do that.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, where I'm trying to be cute with her, but she's like overstimulated because of the kids, and we're already disconnected at that moment, even though we're trying to find a connection. But if you both go with the intention of like, okay, no matter what, our priority is to make sure that we connect. The kids will go ahead and disrupt and whatever it may be, but let's make sure we connect.
Yeah.
And connection doesn't have to take minutes, it doesn't have to take hours. It's literally like this, holding hands, giving each other words of affirmation of I love you, I'm in love with you, so on and so forth, things like that. Because that's what we did.
Yeah. So you go into these dates understanding that like you're there for each other, right? And a lot of times when we have a family, because there's not enough time, because either both parents are working or like one parent is working, the other one is at home, we tend to make these outings into a family time.
Yeah.
And you never give time to you guys as a couple. And that's a big mistake because, yeah, family time is important, but couple time is more important than family time. Why? Because your kids can't like be happy if the parents are not happy. So if you don't prioritize couple time before family time, then that's where you're making a mistake.
Yeah. And we made that mistake. We're going to go back to which dates. It should be date 25 or 26. I think it's 26, right?
Yeah.
In date
so.
in date 26. This that day we were still working in our relationship.
We're going there already.
Yeah, so we can let them know. So we can show you like we're doing it wrong, right? We're being vulnerable with you all, letting you know like, hey, we go through this stuff even though we have a healthy relationship. But because we have a healthy relationship, we can go through this stuff and in a more effective
and bounce
way.
Back.
Yeah, because life will happen to every single couple, no matter what. No one is immune from anything. So if you want to go back and check out which exact date we're talking about, it should be date 26. Day 26 was a Wednesday. Wednesdays usually were kind of technically busy for us because our daughter has, our morning is busy, like the kids have school, so on and so forth. And then our daughter has class in the evening or in the afternoon, so we don't get to do anything until like 7-ish. And my wife was overstimulated because the girls and the kids, because I was out over there dropping off my little girl. And I came home excited to have our dates. It was going to be a simple date because usually Wednesdays we had the simplest dates. It was a family technically included in those. What were we going to do? Like board games, right? We're gonna play board games. But I came back and my wife was not in the mood for anything. And I was like, okay, well, we need to get this date over with. If not,
Not that I wasn't in the mood.
Well, that's how you were acting.
Yeah, I was just overstimulated.
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't get a chance to, like, calm down before we started the board games because it was already a little later. So
Yeah.
it was like, okay.
Yeah. She was overstimulated. We're having to do the house stuff after the school. And we had I don't want to say a hard conversation, but a conversation that was uncomfortable, I guess. So she was thinking about that, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada.
What was the conversation about?
About our intimacy and what we're going to focus on.
Oh, and the reason why I was like overstimulated, it wasn't just the kids, but it's the fact like when we have hard conversations, I'm one of those that takes time to process, and like I'm like still thinking about things a day or two after. So just me being in my head while like, doing school, doing house, doing everything. And then we're like, I mean, we've been doing 26 dates in a row. So like put yourself in our shoes. Like, would you be able to right now in this moment be able to do 26 dates in a row with nothing happening, everything going smoothly? Like, no, that's like it. We were already like halfway, and it was like every day, every day, every day, every day. So then that day, it was just like we had this hard conversation, and I'm like in my head dealing with all of these things, and then we're having to record date number 26, and it was just too much.
Yeah. So if you go back to watch the video, you will see what I mean. Just focus on my wife.
Don't focus on me.
You'll see what I mean. I've even left like subtitles and some text there. So I came home. We were like, okay, we want to get through the board games because I think the girls had to shower and like put in the bed and so on and so forth. So we essentially forced ourselves to enjoy the board games. And what I mean by that is we forced ourselves. So the girls had a blast. I mean, they fought with each other, but they still had fun. But me knowing how my wife was feeling, I was like, all right, let's just get through this as best as we can because if not, this date is not going to happen. I did offer her to like, hey, maybe we can just skip it for the day and continue on the next morning or whatever it may be, or change it into something else. But she wanted to power through it too. So, all right, let's go ahead and power through it. So yeah, I tried my best to host the date and lead it as much as possible. The mistake that I made is that because I was like, okay, I want, and it wasn't out of bad intention or out of malice. I wanted to give my wife space to go ahead and like, I didn't want to disturb or what do you call it? I don't know. What's an analogy?
I don't know.
I don't want to make things worse, essentially. That's what I mean. I don't want to make things worse. So that was my intention. So I was like, okay, I'll give her space. I won't force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. I won't force her to have a conversation she doesn't want to have at this point. So I was like, okay, well, let's power through it. What the mistake that I made was I overly focused on making sure that the girls were having fun because my wife didn't want to have fun at the moment. So that's a mistake that I made, and you will see towards the end of that video that it was cut off abruptly because we did the whole thing, we did the games and so on and so forth, and at the end when we were kind of doing the outro, she was like, "What?"
You were so good. You just like you were really like trying, and you're like, "Yeah, okay, guys. Well, this is the end."
Yeah, and my wife was like, yeah.
Yeah, because I think in that moment I didn't need space from you. I needed you to comfort me.
But she didn't tell me that.
And I didn't say anything. I was expecting him to know that that's what I wanted. And when he didn't, I was just like, this is stupid. This was not a date. Like, you didn't even kiss me. You didn't even like hug me. You weren't even like, you're like so far away from me. Like right there.
No. I'm going to ask you this and be honest.
Oh, good.
If I had, would you have received it?
Probably not.
Exactly. So this is something that a lot of couples would relate to.
It's like our little one, you know, when she's upset.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't touch me.
We're like, come here.
Yeah. And she's like, no, don't touch me. But then it takes her like a good 5 minutes to be like, you have to like do it over and over and over. And then once she'll be like, okay, that's what I needed. Like, que me rogaras.
You wanted me to beg for you to come back to me?
Yeah.
So that's something that many men and many couples will relate to, is essentially like your wife is upset and you have no idea. You know you didn't do something wrong, but you still feel like you did. So she gets mad at you for X, but what she's really upset is about Y. But you have no idea and she doesn't know how to communicate. And it's like, how am I supposed to solve that puzzle?
Like, not that I don't know how to communicate. It was that I was too much into my feelings and my emotions to really allow myself to like tell you how I'm feeling. So it was just like as women, we get overwhelmed, right? And we get this like blinder where we're like, nothing matters but just how we feel at the moment.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was too, like, all these feelings, and I just let them take over.
No. So an exclusive that I don't know if we've talked about before, outside of maybe we've told couples this story that we work with. I don't know if we've said it in podcasts that we've been guests on.
I think we kind of talked about it a little bit, but it wasn't
events.
Yeah, it wasn't like in depth.
So this is an exclusive behind the scenes type story. Well, you will see the aftermath, because if you watch the video on day 26 and you watch day 27, you will see the difference.
And you're like, in your head, you're gonna be like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Like, that does not make sense. How is it that they're so upset this night and then the day after they're like, okay? So you're gonna think that time passed.
And days after too. Like,
and time did not, like, time was exactly the time.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't days after, it wasn't weeks, like, it was the day after. And in your head, you're not gonna comprehend why.
Yeah.
So we're about to explain.
So after that date, it's not like we shut off the cameras and then she went back to being normal and happy and so on and so forth. Like, we shut off the camera. She was still very much upset, even more now.
Yeah.
And I was like,
the cameras weren't on.
Yeah, they were not on.
So can you believe how much worse it was? Because, like, during the recording, I was mad and I was trying to hold back. Just imagine when the cameras turned off.
Yeah. So the cameras turned off. I was like, what's going on? She didn't tell me even at that moment, even though I was begging, when she just said that's what she was asking for. So she left out. I was left with like, I don't know what to do. What the heck is going on? Did I do something wrong? And yeah, so she left. She went to go shower because I was so distraught. And like, we just had what I thought was a great conversation in the morning. We established how we were gonna improve our intimacy and so on and so forth. And we were looking to that night. And then for this to, like, cause I left home to drop off our girl. Good. Like, you were in a good mood. And then for me to come back to what we refer to as a dragon, it's like, that. So to give a little bit of
when did it show up?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell
happened? What Uber left it in me?
To give a little bit of a context, this wasn't the reason I felt so distraught and so lost, and like I have no idea what to do. What is the best course of action that I can take? Is because of things that happened even weeks prior, also during our dates, that affected our relationship. Um, and it got to the point of like, what I've done everything that I could to help my wife know that I'm here for her, one, and like, hey, what you were thinking, what you were feeling, or how you were feeling about what you were thinking about me, and how this scenario and that scenario, that's not the truth. Um, and it boiled down to that point where I was like, it's been weeks of this happened and this another thing happened and now this again. What the heck is going on? And that's when I was like, I have no idea what to do. I've done everything I can. So I literally sat here where my wife is sitting in the dark because it was already night. I grabbed the rosary and I was literally just praying, like giving it to God, distraught. I think I cried maybe like a tear or two because I was just like, I have no idea what to do. I was so lost and distraught and all that stuff. My wife was in the shower. I have no idea what she was doing, but she'll tell you that story right now. But after like praying, just giving it to God and just letting Him know, like, God, I have no idea what to do. I gave Him all of my fears because in that moment, the reason why I was so distraught is because of the fear that I was feeling. And what those fears were was like, I don't think we're going to make it if we deal with this in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, 15, 20, however long. Because of the thing that was playing in my head is, because I don't know if you said something where like you're sick and tired of feeling this way or dealing with this or yada yada yada, something along those lines. But in my head, when I hear that, it's like, well, because I know that couples are going to struggle with similar things down the line, no matter whether in year 5 or in year 50. I don't want her to feel that at year 20, she's going to think back on the 20 years of relationship that we've had and be like, we've dealt with this for 20 years and we're still dealing with the same thing or similar thing. I'm tired of it. We're done. And that's what I was thinking through my head and feeling those emotions when I was sitting here in the dark praying to God. But after letting all that go and giving it to Him, we kind of thought about like, is this really her or something else going on? And to me, I felt like something was getting in the way because when you start doing something good, especially in a holy union, the enemy starts to attack. And he starts to attack in the easiest way that he can go and distract you from what you're trying to do. Because he doesn't have any tricks. He just goes right to what your weakness is. And for hers, it's being overstimulated. Her husband not being there for her, showing those signs of like, hey, you're not alone, jealousy, envy, all that stuff. So after I was done praying, she was done showering. I had to put on my Cero Miedo mask, do my Cero Miedo dance. Because I was about to have a harsh conversation in a harsh tone with my wife. Right?
Why? What did I do?
Because I was like, this is how weird. You're not going to come to me at 20 years in marriage or 30 or 50 or however long and tell me like I'm tired of dealing with the same type of problems. So that conversation established that one. You might be curious, like, dude, how the hell did you survive that conversation with your wife? But I'm giving you the context and the story between like what happened after day 26 and what led to us having a great day 27 and the future dates on afterwards. Is because I was willing to have that tough conversation with my wife. Literally after I was done praying, I didn't wait for days, I didn't wait for weeks, I didn't wait for months for her to cool off and be like, are you ready to have a conversation? No, because life does not stop happening. If I let that ruminate within her and me not be man enough to like, hey, what just happened is not okay for our relationship. And I want things to be better for us, not just for me, but for us, for our relationship. So that has always been my mindset when things happen is let's go ahead and address them After we cool off, of course, because when you're in your emotions, you can say things that you don't mean. But me, I prayed, she showered, she got some clarity because she was cleansing herself.
I got a water cleanse. So I went into the shower, steaming.
Yeah.
I was like, showers are like very clarifying for me.
Yeah.
Because that's where I've heard that that's where you like we can do the most thinking, right? Like that's
You're
where
alone with your thoughts.
yeah, you're alone with your thoughts. I don't really shower with music or anything. I went in there and I remember like knowing that I was wrong. Like I've done this so much that I know when I'm being like a brat.
She said it, I didn't.
And that's part of knowing yourself. Like
Yeah.
it took time for me to understand that like I do this intentionally sometimes when I'm feeling some type of way, like I take it out on my husband. And because he's my safe person, like I can't be like this with just anybody. It's just him. Does that mean I'm supposed to or should I do that? No. But it's taken a lot of time to get to know myself, to know that I do that stuff.
Yeah.
So when I went into the shower, I was mad. And the first thing that I asked myself was like, why are you upset? Like I literally have to have conversations with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that helps me get clarity on what is it that I did wrong that I should apologize for. Never anymore, because that's like we've grown out of that phase. Is that I go in there and I'm like, well, he did this, he did that. Why doesn't he make me feel better? He could have done this. Like that is not something that I practice anymore like I did before. So now I go into it and I'm like, okay, what did I do that led to this point? And I already knew that I was being a brat, that I was overstimulated, that I was tired. I mean, it was date 26. It was every day dating. And not that the dates are not fun, but there is times when we're just like, dang, what did we get ourselves into?
Yeah.
Like, see what we do for you guys? Anyway, so I
Yep.
went in there and I was like, okay, like, you know that he didn't do anything wrong. You know that you're taking it out on him. It's like you're doing something that is destroying your relationship at this moment that you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of talked to myself and I calmed myself down and I prayed and I said, God, listen, like I know that we're about to get emotional. Like I know that I struggle.
Hmm.
And I know that I take it out on him. So like I remember praying and saying like, forgive me for what I do to your son.
Hmm.
And allow me to be kinder. So the rest, like I really have no idea because I was literally like just like talking to God, thinking, talking to myself, and getting all that stuff washed away in my hot steaming shower. That when I got out of the shower and like I was like putting lotion and whatever, I was like, okay, I need to be brave enough to like go up to him and say sorry. Cause we women do that a lot. Like we expect him to be the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you're the one that's wrong. And even if you're not, like you did something. There's always like in every single disagreement, both of you did, like how he said, I could have done this, like I could have done that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can't go back to it, but you know that you could have done something different.
Mm.
So I was like, I need to be brave enough to go apologize because he didn't deserve that. And when I came out of the restroom, I literally, like, I'm not even kidding, I could feel the soldier in the room sitting on the bed. Like, I could feel like you were wearing like the armor. Like I'm not even kidding, babe. Like in my head, there was just little pictures of like a knight ready to like go to battle.
Mm.
And I was like, what the, like I even laughed a little. Like I was like, what the heck? I was like, dang, like pobrecito. He was ready to slay that dragon.
Yeah. It was our relationship.
Yeah. So I came out, and then I think that like I came up to you, right?
No.
After a little bit, I came
after we had the conversation.
No, because I remember like you started talking.
Yeah, then you came up to me.
Yeah, because I knew that like I was already in a better mental space, and you didn't know that.
No.
Yeah, I know. So I knew that you didn't know that. So I was like, okay, I need to let him know that I'm okay and that, like, I'm sorry that everything that just happened.
Yeah. So when she got out of the shower, I was there waiting in bed, still with the rosary. Again, like she said, wearing the armor of God. And I told her, sit down. We need to have a talk. And I explained to her, in the tone that the tone that I was talking to her with I haven't talked to you that since when? Since we were dating, probably.
A really long time, yeah. I don't know.
Like where I had to be stern.
And like I could already feel the triggering of the women.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Why? Like, why would you even like listen? Allow him to talk to you like that? That's called submission.
I mean, first of all, I also, because I've also just, could have gone in guns blazing and so on and so forth. But I have built enough trust in her to know, like, hey, this guy is not gonna go ahead and just start talking to me in a very disrespectful way, even if he has a tone.
Yeah, like all the trust you've built, I always know that even when we're gonna talk, I'm safe enough that you're not going to disrespect me, that you're not going to hurt me. Like I already know that. And that's why I'm submissive, because I know that I'm safe. Like no matter what conversation we've had, which we've had probably millions of conversations by now, is like, I know that I'm going to be safe no matter what. Like I'm not going to get hurt physically, like emotionally. I'm going to be okay. So I'm like, okay. Because before I would have been like, what? You're going to tell me what to do. Right? Like, like at the beginning of our relationship, I would have been like,
Yeah. So because I built enough trust, she knew that, like, even with a tone, I'm not going to cross a line. However, me still not knowing how she was feeling even out of the shower, me thinking that she was still feeling a certain way, I was still brave enough to be like, hey, you need to sit down because we're about to have a conversation. And I point blank told her, the tone that I have, I want you to know that is not directed towards you. It's directed towards what I think may be trying to get to you or attaching to you, that is trying to attack you and put these things in your head that make you feel a certain way. And I told her, like, I'm not going to let those things win. I will fight them to the death. They're not going to win. They're not going to ruin our relationship because I don't want this, and this, and that to happen. So I just want to make it clear that to you that no matter what, I'm going to do everything I can to fight those things off of you. off of me and off of our relationship, because they will not win. And she just sat there the whole time as I was talking, in that tone. And afterwards, that's when she came to me, and that's when she told me, like, yeah, I feel better now. You don't have to do that. But even if she had, I believe the fact that I was willing to have that conversation, speak to her in the way that I did, and tell her the things that I told her, that is what led to day 27 and the future dates afterwards to be some of the best dates that we've had.
Yeah.
And they included kids, they included just us, they included us spending, we ended the dates going to Florida for 5 days. But I believe the fact that we went through that challenge, every challenge comes with an opportunity to grow, to be better. And that's how you should view those disagreements, those challenges that you come across. They're an opportunity for you to do better and be better as husband and wife and the relationship. You just have to be intentional and adamant and do the things so that you can be better.
Yeah.
If not, you're just going to go in cycles, and again.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like this is how we knew that, evil was attacking our marriage, because it was about to, from that night on, it was about to get to a level that we've never had before.
Yeah.
And had we left it alone, had we, either acted like nothing happened, or like him not be willing to have a conversation, me reflecting and all of that, had we not done that, we would have been stuck in that level all of these months later.
To now. We
Till
probably
now.
wouldn't finish the 50 dates.
Yeah, like we probably wouldn't have finished, like things would have just kept spiraling and things would have just kept happening. And not that we would have ended our relationship, but we wouldn't have been to the level that we are now to be able to like help you guys through these things as they happen. Like, this is the whole point of why we do this. Not because like we know everything, and not because like like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what people think. I kind of do, but like a lot of you think that we just feel like we're know-it-all, and like we're just like trying to make you jealous of of our relationship, or like tell you that we're better than you or whatever. And that's not it. Like, the reason why we have this podcast, the reason we have the show on Roku and Prospera, is because we go through the things that we know that you're going through.
No,
like, you can pretend all you want online, you can pretend all you want outside your house, but we know that you're going through these things.
Yeah.
And we do this because we want to help you. Like, we want to let you know, hey, like, we have a really good relationship and we're still going through them. So we know that you're going through them. The difference is that we're recording ourselves, we're telling you, we're like doing all these things to help you through it.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to do it alone. Because it's harder. Having to do it alone is harder. And we've built our life around our relationship, that we know how to do these things, and we have like the capacity and the time, because a lot of couples don't have the time right now. A lot of them, like, both of them work, a lot of them like have billions of things going on, and we've made sure that that's not here.
Yeah.
So that we have the time to share everything that we learn and we go through with you guys, so that you can get through your relationship.
Yep. The only difference between you all who may or may not have a healthy relationship, but the main difference from couples who are struggling with their relationship, who are having doubts about their own relationship, whether they're going to make it or not, the only difference is the things that you went through, the things that we went through, the struggles, the challenges, the disagreements, the arguments, all of that stuff. Instead of us running away, we came closer together. Like I mentioned earlier, every challenge, every disagreement, everything that has the opportunity to break you guys apart also has the opportunity to bring you guys closer together.
Mm-hmm.
The difference that we did is that we were intentional about coming closer together. And instead of like pushing each other away or like, okay, this is not going to work, so on and so forth, we didn't run away. We ran towards each other.
Yeah.
And that is a big thing when it comes to going through challenges, going through life, is instead of running away from each other, is run towards each other, because the thing is already trying to break you away. The only way that you can go ahead and get through that, through those events, through those seasons in life, is together. So that's the biggest difference. Instead of running away and saying like, okay, well, I guess this is not going to work out, we said, how can we make it work out? How can we get through this together? Is it me that I need to do something different? Okay, if I do, then okay, then I'll go ahead and try that. If it's you, okay, then how can I help you get better, and so on and so forth. For example, right now we are focusing on being healthier.
Yeah.
Right? And I had a conversation with my wife a month ago. We're laughing.
Continue.
I have many conversations with my wife. That is what a leader does.
A million conversations. I'm not even lying about that.
What a leader does. And it's not for me. And essentially, it really isn't. It is for her. But the thing that will connect us is our relationship. So it's for our relationship in the end of the day as well. I had a conversation, and man, I don't know if some girls are.
Yeah, they are. Okay. But continue.
I had a conversation about me helping her get healthier again, get into working out, so on and so forth. I can already hear the comments of like, "You calling her fat?"
He called me fat.
Calling her ugly? You're not happy with her? Shut up.
No, like, in true honesty, he had that conversation because I've been like talking to him about this for months and months. Like, we've been like trying to figure what's going on with my body for like a year, because obviously things change, and like I've had 4 kids, like whatever. So it's like, okay, I'm struggling, and he knows that he can help. So he was like, hey, like, I want to help you. It wasn't out of like, hey, I don't like the way you look, because he literally tells me that I'm like hot and sexy, and like,
no matter how many times
on a daily basis, like multiple times a day, I could be wearing like sweats for 3 days, a sweater for 4 days, full of food, and my hair is like all crazy, no makeup, pimple here maybe. And he's like, dang, babe, why are you walking around like that? What you trying to get yourself into? And I'm like, who is he looking at? And it's me. And I'm like, I know that he finds me sexy, but it's just my self-image of myself that I'm like, what is going on? So anyway, like, that's why he was like,
because I paid attention to my wife.
Yes.
Because even though I can build her up to a certain extent, if she doesn't feel that way about herself, then it's kind of like, well.
Yeah, and that like goes back to the conversation that we had and what happened after the 26th date. Because we had a conversation about our intimacy, and I told him, like, it's hard for me to want to be intimate because of how I feel about me. Like, I don't feel sexy, even though you called me sexy. So a lot of you might relate, and that's why I'm like, it's embarrassing, but I'm talking about it, because if we don't, if we don't feel good about ourselves, then we kind of don't take in what our husbands are telling us. And I know that for a fact, because there's times that I'm like,
and you show up reserved already.
Yeah.
And what is supposed to be the most intimate, connection-filled, beautiful moment.
Yeah, so that same day when that happened, our whole thing, earlier we talked about my issues with intimacy, right? and I told you like things, and I was like, it's that, like, I don't feel like this, I don't feel like that. It's also my trauma of being abused as a child, like growing up.
Yeah.
So it was a combination of things, and we had a really good conversation. But because the conversation was of like very delicate stuff and things that are a problem to me in that moment, that's why I started becoming overstimulated, overwhelmed, because it was a hard topic and I had to like keep thinking on it.
You
And
had to fight a lot of baggage off.
yeah, I did. That was probably what was the weight that I was carrying. um so yeah, when we had our conversation and at that night, and I was like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like, I feel better.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how one thing led to another, but if you want to share.
Yeah. After that conversation, after our big date 26 debacle for what, 8 days straight, we had,
I mean, starting that same night.
yeah, that same night. That same night, like, it's, guys, pay attention. Pay attention. All right. I had one of, I went from a moment of potentially that moment leading to my relationship ending with my wife to that same night, and for 8 days straight of us having the best sex ever. What I mean by that, all right, is that she was doing the things that I like without me even asking for them. And she wanted to. Dudes, pay attention. This is for your sake and for your relationship. If you want to get what you want in your relationship, be man enough to go after it. Be a leader. All right.
Sorry, let me turn off my phone. I need to focus. Like,
But yes, and it was for her as well.
yeah. It is one thing that my husband says it because his libido is very high.
Mm-hmm. A lot of testosterone. Again, we have 4 kids, so we could have had more kids.
It is very different for me to say it because of my trauma, because of my insecurities, because whatever. Because they say like we men are always thinking about sex, women are not. That week, I was literally thinking about it 24/7.
Yeah. She was showing it.
A lot. Like, I can show it, but it was intense.
You'll see it in the dates too, how touchy and feely she was.
I didn't want to get off him. I was like, how can we leave these kids with grandma for the rest of the month?
We're building up to our final days in Florida, so we were talking about that. That got exciting.
Yeah, and it was 8 days, like, only because, like, we had to kind of stop. We were forced to stop. But it, like, if not, it could have just, like, kept going until...
Yeah.
And it did. Like, we stopped one day, the 9th day, and then it just continued.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it just kept going. It wasn't like, oh, it was 8 days and then that's it. Like, it kept going, you guys. It wasn't like
I'll tell you this, and this will be vulnerable, but I won't give details. It got to the point that in the moment where usually it will be like the end of it, she was still like, okay, what else do you want to do? I'm like, what? We can do more. There's more we can do. What? I'm like, I don't know. I guess we can do this because I've never been in this position. Why are you so ready?
Because it's hard. It's hard, but I know it has to be done. But I want to emphasize on on the fact that for all these years, for 12 years, we've had to do like a lot of things to make sure that our intimacy is good, like that we're connecting in that way. Like lately, it's for, I don't know, quite a while, it's been scheduling it. You hear a lot of like, you need to schedule it, you need to schedule it, and that was us. Like we were at that point of like, okay, yeah, and it worked for us, right? Like it was working great. After that next, like I don't know, like how our marriage just got better after that date 26, we didn't even have to schedule it. Like the schedule was out the door immediately because it was just like day after day, twice. Like there was a time there was like 4 or 5 times a day.
You hearing that, guys?
He's so
I'm
proud.
gonna clip this.
Oh gosh.
And if it's the wife, send it to your husband. Send it to the husbands. Send it to your wife. But you primarily take it. Take it in. All right?
Like,
learn.
That schedule went out the door. It was like all of this time, and now it's like we don't really even have to schedule it.
No.
But that's what happens when you work at your relationship. Like, you think that you're at a level that you're like, oh, we're good, and you're complacent because it's good. But trust me, it can be better. Okay, I'm done.
And it still can get better, even if we're at this point as well.
Yeah.
But yes, those 50 dates were amazing. Again, for those couples who are in the brink of thinking that you're going to get separated, you don't know if you're going to make it another year or 2 or 5 years or 10 years. Something is going on where you're just not connecting with your partner, whether it's work, whether it's kids, whether it's something in life happening, so on and so forth. First of all, the priority is you and your relationship. So make sure that you prioritize that over everything else so that you don't become enemies in the same household and you actually become a team working through all those things together. Because believe me, we've gone through it. The first 5 days, within a week of starting the 50 days challenge, I was fired from my job. I was laid off.
Not fired.
I mean, yeah. I was laid off. So it's like, dude, we have a big trip coming up that's like thousands of dollars, so on and so forth, yada, 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 that it got put into jeopardy. And after that, we had 2 birthday parties we had to plan. After that, it was Christmas, then New Year's, and the New Year. And then we got hit with, we need to move within 6 months from September. So a bunch of things that can get in the way of our relationship, even to this day, if we had allowed them to. But we didn't. We communicated. We like, hey, we're a team together. We want the best for each other. We want the best for our life. So how can we go ahead and make it through this moment without pulling at each other's hairs, without getting disconnected? And we still finished the 50 dates. We're still having dates to this day. We're still having great intimacy because of the work that we have done and we continue to do to this day. So that is why we do this, is for you all to learn that, hey, the relationship that we have, or even a better one, you can have it as well.
Yeah.
You just have to be willing to do the work. And a lot of that work is looking yourself in the mirror, telling yourself you're not perfect, to stop thinking that you are and that it's your spouse's fault or anybody else's fault, and start taking responsibility over what you can do over your relationship and start doing those things. And one primary thing is reaching out for help. The best thing that we did is get around people who had healthy relationships so that we can learn from them and then replicate what they did. And if it worked for us, it worked. If what didn't work, we just threw it out the window and didn't do it again. But we found we gathered ourselves around people who had those types of relationships that we wanted to have, and we went on from there.
Yeah.
So if you're a couple who is wanting to improve their intimacy, their connection, because it has gone out the window. You haven't been intimate in I don't know how long. You haven't felt connected to your partner, and you don't know how long. You haven't gone on dates for I don't know how long. You just continue. You basically are roommates. You don't know if you're going to make it another year, whatever it may be. Reach out to us.
Yeah.
Right now, we're helping those couples specifically because there's still hope in marriage. There's still hope in your relationship. You just have to be willing to do the work to rebuild it anew, to improve it. Because at the end of the day, once you look at your partner and you look at life without them and you can't picture your life without them, then it's worth to go ahead and do the work. So please reach out. Let us help you. And all you have to do is reach out to us and do the work that we will help you get through.
Yeah. And obviously, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. And, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. And are we doing a Prospera segment?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the end of this first episode of season 2 of Doing It Raw Relationship Goals. We will catch you guys on our show in Prospera Network, TV network, on Roku, which streams like 17 countries.
Over 17 countries.
Over 17 countries. So let's go get your snacks. Let's go over there.
See you there.